I'm about to go through almost all of the badges in NBA 2K20 and tell you guys what I think the best badges are, what badges you should stay away from, and go into further detail of what they all do. You guys killed it on my last video of this, and this time I'm going to be focusing mainly on finishing and shooting badges. If you guys do enjoy this video and this helps you out at all, please do me a favor, leave a like, sub if you're new, and let's get right into the video.
Yeah, I can't get you out of my mind, no. Said I think about you all of the time, yeah. Been imagining you all in my bed, whoa. Hey, cause you been running round in my head, yeah. Hey, I can't get you out of my mind, no. Said I think about you all of the time.
Alright YouTube, it's Quil, and I'm coming back at you with a new video, and as you heard in the intro, I'm going to show you guys all the best badges in the game. You guys see Puma Mania is going on right now by this logo over my head. You guys see I hit Superstar 2. My goal is Superstar 3 by the end of Puma Mania. I don't know if that's going to happen, but let me show you guys the badges and let's stop the chit chat. So this is my Demigod offensive threat. I'll leave it in the description if you do want to make this build. But do me a favor and smash a like on this video if this helps you out at all. I'm going to go through all 4 of these badge categories, mainly focusing on the 2 that I have Hall of Fame, finishing and shooting. And it doesn't matter what build you have, because I'm going to be talking about all these badges for any build. I made one of these a little bit over a month ago, like a month and a half ago, but we did learn a lot more about these badges, so that's why I'm gonna hit you guys with this updated one, okay? So first things first, I'm gonna explain the badges I have on and why I have them all on. So if you have any type of slasher build, especially this offensive threat, this is the badge layout I would recommend that you use, okay? Contact Finisher Hall of Fame, you guys should already know this. If you guys want to hit contact layups, get contact dunks, you want Contact Finisher Hall of Fame. And then Fancy Footwork Hall of Fame. If you guys have played 2K20, which I'm assuming 99% of you guys have, that's why you're watching this video, you guys know all people do in this game is spam hop steps. If you guys have played any slashing playmakers, any type of slasher build, you know that all they do is spam those hop steps. And that's where not only Fancy Footwork, but Slithery Finisher comes in. Once you combine these 2 badges and you put them both on Hall of Fame, when you do hop steps, I'm not saying it works every time because that would just be unrealistic. But a lot of times when you just do hop steps, I noticed it a lot because I've always been using Fancy Footwork ever since I made this build. But then once I threw on Slithery Finisher as well, my hop steps, not only was I getting longer hop steps, like they were just going further, I was just avoiding centers more, like it says that Slithery Finisher does. So if you haven't already, try out these 2 badges combined, and if you do have 15 finishing badges, like you guys know, my build is 6'3". So Giant Slayer, Mike Wang did confirm this on Twitter, that Giant Slayer activates once you go up on any player taller than you. And like I said, since I'm 6'3", most players that I go up against, whether they're guarding me at the 2 definitely, and obviously at center, are taller than 6'3". So even if I go up on a 6'4" guard, Giant Slayer activates. That's why I have that on gold, okay? And now during Puma Mania, this is the badge layout I was going with, right? Because during Puma Mania, I was actually using this build. So I threw on Lob City Finisher Hall of Fame, and I took off my Giant Slayer, and I put Slithery Finisher on gold. This is what I rocked with in Puma Mania. If you guys are playing for rep, this build honestly catches lobs just like an interior finisher. I was surprised. I was trying it out saying, okay, let me see if I can, play the slasher on this build. And the lobs that you catch on this build, like I said, it's literally like you're a pure slasher. You get so high, you catch every single lob like you're a pure slasher. So this is why I'm using this build during Puma Mania. I'm getting so much rep just catching lobs. So this is what my badge layout was looking like during Puma Mania. But like I said, normally it will be like this. Now since I went over the badges that I use, let me go over some badges that if you do have extra badge points, I think that you should throw on. And the first one after these 4 is Relentless Finisher. Now, Relentless Finisher is really good for a slasher, because a lot of times you're not going to have a lot of stamina when you go up. So whenever you go up with any type of layup, like contact layup, your stamina instantly gets drained. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but your stamina instantly goes down and gets drained. So Relentless Finisher is just a badge that it makes it so your stamina, you don't lose as much. That's why a lot of times if you have half of your stamina, it'll just miss because it drains the rest of it when you go up with the layup. So Relentless Finisher is a good badge I would use, as well as Acrobat and Consistent Finisher. Those are probably the other two badges I would use other than Relentless, as well as these four. Throw all these on Hall of Fame. As you guys see, Acrobat boosts the ability to make layups that have a high degree of difficulty. Basically, what Relentless Finisher was last year, right? Just harder layups go in more. And then Consistent Finisher, we all don't time our layups, right? It's not like jump shots where you know the timing every single time and you have to get perfect timing for it to go in. No, so Consistent Finisher, if you do have extra badge points, throw it on that. And then like I showed in the intro, if you're playing threes and you're playing Pro-Am or you're playing Rec and your team's gonna throw a lot of lobs, Lob City Passer is also really good. Now Back Down Punisher, I don't use it. Like I said, I'm 6'3". You guys see the way I play. This is mainly a center's badge, like post scores badge. You don't really want that. And Cross Key Score. Honestly, I don't really know much about this badge, so I can't really speak on it. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys about badges that I have no idea what they do. I'm really not that sure what Cross Key Score does. So if you guys do know what it does, leave it in the description, or not in the description. Leave it in the comments below and let me know what it actually does. Deep Hooks and Drop Stepper, both of these are center badges. No reason to have it on my guard, or if you're a regular slasher, really no reason for it. Fast Break Finisher, this badge is mainly for Pro-Am and Rec. Now you can use it on Park 3s because, you know, slashers score a lot on fast breaks, but this does not activate when you catch lobs on fast breaks, which is what I was doing. I actually tried this out during the Puma event. I threw it on to see if maybe it would let me catch lobs with it and then it would activate, but it didn't. Pick and Roller, it's a center's badge. Pro Touch isn't bad. This would be a badge that it depends. You could put it on maybe over Consistent Finisher, right? But I would take Acrobat and Relentless over it. But Pro Touch isn't bad. You guys see it gives an additional boost for having good timing layup. So if you do have extra badge points, I guess you could throw this on. Put Back Boss, it's a center badge, right? No really need to explain it. You're not grabbing offensive rebounds with this build. Showtime, it isn't bad, but I didn't notice that it put your takeover high enough to actually use the badge. So I wouldn't really recommend Showtime unless you have an absurd amount of badge points, like you're legend and you have 40 finishing badge points. And then Teardropper, you rarely do floaters in this game, so there's really no point for Teardropper. Next, we have the shooting badges. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this a lot. But no matter what your build is, if you are a guard, if you are the one always dribbling the ball, the one scoring off the dribble, you want these 5 badges. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not saying, oh, but I fade a lot, I want difficult shots. No, you don't want difficult shots. These 5 badges are the 5 that you should have on if you are a shooting build. As you guys see, I have 20 badge points here, right? Deadeye, we all know what Deadeye does. Anybody that does a late closeout, Deadeye's been in the game since what, 2K15, maybe even 2K14. Deadeye's been in the game forever for my players. It's one of the, everybody knows about Deadeye. You need this badge because especially that's how you hit your 30%, 40%. That's how you green those jump shots. Hall of Fame Deadeye, no reason not to have it on. Green Machine, one of the badges that we came into 2K20 with that we weren't really that sure about. We didn't really know how Green Machine, how good it would be. Most people thought they didn't need it, but about a week into the game, everybody realized Green Machine is a must-have for every single shooting build. There's no reason not to use this badge. You hit 2 greens, you should green every single shot after that if you're open, no matter what, even 30%. If somebody greens 30%, not only is it because of Deadeye, obviously, but if they did shoot 2 greens before that, because that's what takes Green Machine to activate, 2 greens, it's just crazy what you can hit with Green Machine. It makes it so much easier to shoot your shots. The green window gets so much more open. And then on to the next one. Hot Zone Hunter. I know this one's a really controversial. I see a lot of people not using this badge anymore. But I know I've showed you guys this in so many of my videos. All I do is shoot from the 3 spots at the top of the key. The left wing, the top of the key, and the right wing. Those are the only 3 places that I shoot because I don't shoot middies. All I do is shoot 3s and I dunk. Kind of like James Harden. He doesn't take mid-ranges. Shoot 3s and dunk. So with the 3 places at the top of the key where I cook, all those are hot zones. And then in the paint, if I have to go up with the contested layup, that is also a hot zone. So 95% of the time that I shoot, because I'll say 1 out of 20 shots isn't from those 4 places, Hot Zone Hunter doesn't activate. So I would suggest to check your hot zones, your park hot zones, and put on Hot Zone Hunter. It really does make a difference. Hall of Fame Quick Draw, I don't really have to go over this one. You guys all know you need Hall of Fame Quick Draw, right? There's no reason to. Or gold, doesn't matter, but you need at least gold or Hall of Fame. And then range extender, another thing that I don't really have to explain. Limitless range from the past 4 years. You want it as max as possible. That's how it's always been. You want range extender as high as you could possibly get it so that you can shoot from as far as you want. And that's 20 badge points, all Hall of Fame. Say you do have extra badge points, like you're a sharp or you have 24 or 30 badge points. The badges I would do after this is you can either go volume shooter, because it's not bad. There's literally no negatives of this badge. Just the more you shoot, the bigger your shot percentage gets. Hot start isn't bad, but the only thing about this badge is that once you miss your first shot, the badge becomes completely useless. Once you miss 1 shot, it's like you don't even have a badge on, or you wasted a certain amount of badge points if you have hot start. I would suggest not to use difficult shots. If you guys are still fading in 2K20, you're playing the game wrong. Standing shots are insanely overpowered this year. I really don't see a reason to fade, but I guess if you do fade consistently, that you can use difficult shots. And then the last one, catch and shoot. You can never really go wrong with catch and shoot. If you take a standing jump shot, catch and shoot will just obviously give it a bigger chance to go in. So there's no reason not to use it if you have those extra badge points. Now say you're not a guard and you're a lock or you're a center. What I would do is maybe put all these down 1. What I would probably do is take green machine to silver, or honestly put it on bronze and put catch and shoot Hall of Fame. And the reason why I do this is because if you're a spot up build, if you're a lock, if you're a glass cleaning lock that can shoot, how often are you going to need to green 2 shots in the corner, at the wing, or wherever you shoot? Most of the time you only take 2-3 shots a game, so there's really no reason for green machine. You can honestly take this completely off, put this down to gold, and maybe could put corner specialist on silver. Maybe this would be the badge layout I'd go to, but I don't know. I feel like this would be best because if you shoot in the corner as a spot up build, you should have hot zones in wherever you spot up on, right? The 2 corners, maybe the wing, you should have hot zones. So Hot Zone Hunter plus catch and shoot Hall of Fame, you really shouldn't miss. But for all guards, like I said, this without question is the badge layout you should go with as a guard. And then catch and shoot, right? I already went over it. It's a good badge. Anything that you want to spot up, any build that you spot up with, you want catch and shoot. Clutch shooter, I don't see a reason to have this badge on ever. There's really no reason for clutch shooter. Corner specialist, pretty much the same thing as catch and shoot. If you are a spot up build, then yeah, throw on corner specialist. There's no reason not to have it on if you have the extra badge points, but don't waste badge points that you could take away from these 5 badges to put it on. Deep fades is a center's badge. There's really no point to have it on unless you're a center, right, doing post fades. Difficult shots, I already went over it. Unless you take fades so much super consistent, there's no reason. Now flexible release. This is what you guys don't understand. I wanted to go over this badge for a while now. It's because after my last video, you guys didn't understand what I'm saying. Flexible release is a bad badge. If you can time your jump shot, do not use flexible release. There's no reason to have this badge on unless you can't time your jump shot, and it'll just make you a worse player if you use it. Don't put on flexible release. I went over hot start already. Ice and veins, just like clutch shooter. Actually, this is free throws. Don't use this ever. Literally no reason to ever have this on at all. pick and popper. If you're a stretch, if you're a glass clean and lock, even a rebounding wing that sets screens and pops, I guess. But I don't see why you would rather use pick and popper than catch and shoot or corner specialist. There's simply just not enough badge points. I wouldn't put on pick and popper. Pump fake maestro. Literally no point in using this badge. Not even going to talk about it. Do not throw it on. Slippery off ball. We all thought this badge was going to be good. We all thought it was going to be one of the best badges in the game for pure sharps. Because you guys know, dexing has been one of the strongest things the last 3 years. You know, going back and forth as a sharp or a stretch and just shooting. But slippery off ball is really not a good badge. I once again would recommend not using it. Steady shooter. This is a badge I've been wanting to talk to you guys since my last video. Steady shooter. When you take an open shot, you do not have as high of a chance of it going in if you don't have the badge on, right? It reduces the chance of it going in if you take an open shot. But if you take a contested shot, it ups the chances of it going in. So basically, if you take contested shots, you have a better chance of making it. If you take open shots, you have less of a chance of making it. That is what this badge does. Do not use this badge unless you take stupid contested shots, which if you do that, just get on a new build. Get on a slasher or a glass cleaner. You don't want to use steady shooter. I went over tireless shooter. It's a good badge. Actually, I didn't go over it, but tireless shooter is a good badge, but the way I play, I don't really run out of stamina that much, and honestly, you can green shots without even using tireless shooter. So I honestly wouldn't put this on, but it's not a horrible badge. And then I did go over volume shooter. Now, playmaking badges. I don't want to go over this that long because I know the video is getting pretty long by now. But these 5 badges are the 5 badges you should have on no matter what. No matter what you're playing. Unless you're playing the 1v1 court, the only thing I would do is take Dimer off and put on Space Creator, Ankle Breaker, or Stop and Go. Any of those 3. But if you're not playing the 1v1 court, if you're playing 2s, 3s, or Pro-Am or Rec, these 5 badges is what you should have on. Whether they're on Hall of Fame, whether they're on Gold, these are the best 5 playmaking badges in the game without question. I don't want to go over all these badges, right? I'm just going to go over all the ones I use and then every badge real quick, okay? Because I know this video is getting long. So Dimer, I don't really have to speak on this. Help your teammates out so you don't get mad when they miss wide open. Put Dimer on, help your teammates. Handles for days, come on, do I even have to explain it? There's really no reason not to have this badge on. Just makes it so you don't lose energy when you dribble as much. Put on handles for days if you dribble a lot. Quick first step, once again a badge I don't really need to explain. You do not want to have this badge on. You just want faster speed boost, so put quick first step on the highest it can go to. Tight handles, the most slept on badge in 2K20. We all know the move that everybody does. Behind the back, behind the back, behind the back. And tight handles is the badge that when you do behind the backs, if somebody is up on you, you stun them. So you can get a 3, you can drive to the for the layup or for the dunk. All lockdowns complain about tight handles. It's broken. I agree that it's broken, but me as a guard, I like it. Anytime I do it behind the back, if somebody's up on me, they get stunned. Put on tight handles. And then unpluckable, we all know what unpluckable does. You don't want to get ripped, so put on unpluckable, right? Now, ankle breaker, literally useless this year. Literally a useless badge this year. You don't get ankle breakers this year unless you have playmaking takeover and do a snatch back. You don't get ankle breakers. Don't put ankle breaker on. Bailout. Actually a really slept on badge. A lot of Pro-Am players use this badge. It's actually really good if you want to, if you take a jump shot, you want to pass out. If you go up with the layup and you want to pass out, you rarely throw it out of bounds with bailout, if you even do. I haven't used it, but I know a lot of people that do. Bailout's not a bad badge. If you have extra badge points, you should put it on. Break starter, it's a badge for centers that play Pro-Am and Rec. I'm not really going to get into it. Downhill, just makes you run faster on fast breaks. If it fits your play style and you want to, go ahead. Lob City Passer, if you're grinding for rep, put Lob City Passer on. If you're not grinding for rep, don't put it on. There's no need for it. Floor General. Now, if I had more than 15 badge points, I would put Floor General on, especially Floor General Hall of Fame, because when you put it on Hall of Fame, it shows the percentages under your feet. So if you do get Hall of Fame badges, I would put Floor General on Hall of Fame, as well as all these other 5 badges, right? I would leave Unpluckable on Gold and put Tight Handles, Quick First Step, Handles for Days Dimer, and Floor General Hall of Fame. That's the badge layout I do on my Playmaking Shot Creator. Flashy Passer. Now, I uploaded a video on this. If it's on Hall of Fame and you do a flashy pass to someone, their takeover goes up about halfway. It's crazy, but there's just not enough room to put this on, and flashy passes are very inconsistent this year. It depends, you can use it, but I wouldn't. Dream Shake is a center badge, I don't use it. Needle Threader, actually a good badge. It just makes you throw faster passes, has it sneak in little, areas. Needle Threader's not bad, you can put it on. Pass Fake Maestro, bad, don't put this badge on. Post Spin Technician, it's a center badge for post scores if you want to do post spins. I wouldn't put it on if you're a playmaker. Space Creator, this is what gets you ankle breakers when you do those hop steps backwards. I see a lot of people doing them. It does get you ankle breakers, but I personally don't do them. I don't do hop steps like that, back at the 3-point line, so that's why I don't use Space Creator, but it is a good badge. And then Stop and Go, I still don't fully understand this badge. It's when you tap LT when you're running, but I really don't see a reason to put this badge on. And then last, Defense and Rebounding badges. Now, I get 6 on this offensive threat. So the 2 that I put on is Clamps and Intimidator, both on Gold. And you guys are probably thinking, why do you have Intimidator and not Pick Dodger? I feel like Pick Dodger is just useless this year. I get hit the same if I have Pick Dodger on Gold as if I have nothing on Pick Dodger. But Intimidator makes them miss more. Clamps obviously makes them pick up their dribble and just let you bump them more. Put on Clamps, put on Intimidator. If you do have extra badge points, put on Pick Dodger, maybe put on Pickpocket. But those are the 4 main defensive badges I would use as a guard. I don't want to go through the defensive badges because once again, this video is getting really, really long and I really don't know much about these. If you guys want to learn more about defensive badges, go to Stumpy's channel. I'm pretty sure he uploaded a video describing all the badges as well, especially the lock badges, so go check him out if you do want to learn this, okay? Once again, this is the badge layout for my Demigod offensive threat. If you have my build, here you go. I will put this badge layout on. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, if this video helps you out at all, do me a favor, leave a like, sub if you're new, and I'm out.